What's happening, guys? Mike Andreula here. I just finished up the 5:45 a.m. class. If you don't know me, from Hoboken, New Jersey, obviously the accent. I've been doing kickboxing, cross training, weight training, diet, nutrition, coaching for the last 16, 17 years of my life. It's basically born into it. I was overweight when I was little, so I always focused on how can I lose body fat myself. And then as soon as I started to figure it out, important people helped me out in the process, I started to love it. I wanted to, that's what mostly almost everybody's goal is. Even if you want to get ripped up, you still have to focus on reduction of body fat. Lately, I've been doing a ketosis diet that's been working fantastic. And this address is just to open up the dialogue back and forth. Yesterday's video allowed us to get some emails back immediately and some shares immediately, which was fantastic because then I know exactly what you're thinking. I don't know sometimes what you're thinking. I'm guessing people want to talk about this, but really, what do you guys want to hear about? And let's talk about it. So let's talk about Kim's email, and I'm gonna it's Kim. You're anonymous if you want to be. I won't mention the last name, but I want to talk to you directly because I think it's a problem a lot of people are having, and I think diabetes is the real key, or the Rosetta Stone, if you will, to what's going on with obesity and fat loss. When you look at diabetes, you look at type 1 diabetes where the pancreas isn't working properly, where it's not producing insulin at all. You can die emaciated because your body can't supply its own cells with, or allow the nutrients to go into the cells, because insulin allows it to go into the muscles and a lot of different cells, your fat cells, obviously. So you want to supplement with insulin there. But on a ketogenic diet, I wonder if it's necessary to supplement with insulin. I'm sure you need a small amount. Have you ever asked the doctor about a ketogenic diet? What would be the damage there to be in ketosis all the time? The true damage, not the, a lot of bad science has come out saying being in ketosis is wrong. But if you look at it from an evolutionary standpoint, people have been in ketosis. A lot of people are in ketosis when they wake up in the morning. Why would it be damaging to be in a natural state? It's just a different switching. So we're talking about either burning glucose or ketone bodies, or a combination of the two. When you have diabetes where you're not producing insulin, then you could burn a lot of ketone bodies instead of glucose. I don't know if it makes a difference in the transport system. So that's just a question for you, Kim. Hit me back there. Let me know if that matters. Could you just eat proteins and fats and no carbs, and would that solve the problem, or do you still have to supplement? As far as your husband getting into the gym, your husband's probably working hard. People working hard out there. People come here 7 days a week, lots of times, but you don't need to do that. You could come 2 or 3 times a week and just do an effective, efficient workout. That's the real key. It's got to be effective and efficient, or like I tell Perry, you could do Bruce Lee style, where you're breaking them up into small chunks throughout the day. You're doing 5 minutes in the morning, just incorporating it into your everyday activities. When you take the stairs, you feel the body more presently. You squeeze your abs, you squeeze your muscles, you internally focus. When you're sitting at the desk, you do some more cleaning with the focus of, you got to do these things anyway. That will really de-stress. It sounds like your husband maybe, when you're working a lot and then you got to go to the gym, you're already exhausted. Can you get the energy? A lot of times, maybe it's your eating. If you're not eating the right thing, and I would say if you're eating carbohydrates and you're overweight, then it will become a point where you're exhausted because your fat cells take up all those carbs first, and it's really not getting to the muscle and the brain and the organs as effectively and efficiently as possible, especially when you're insulin resistant. So it does have something to do with the diet, but probably you're working hard as hell already. Some people working 2 jobs out there. If that's the case, try to look for something you can incorporate into your daily life, something quick and easy. Obviously, I produce audio classes because for me, you can take them on the go, but you might want to do whatever motivates you to get effective, efficient workout. And I think working out is a lot of mental. In here, it's a lot of mental. What you do in here, you can incorporate into your real life. When we're striking, I do what I call improvised striking, where I'm having people guess at the last minute. They're just moving around, staying light on the feet, exploding out, and striking without thinking about the combination in advance. And what that does is allow you to, just like jazz musicians would improvise more than a classical musician, or some basketball players are very technical and some of them can improvise, and what's right and wrong, I don't know. But when you learn to improvise in here, you can learn to improvise more in your life. And knowing how hard life is, guys, how many things that are going on probably in your life, you have to be able to be flexible and improvise. Second email I want to talk about is from Raymond, and Raymond sent it on the Mike Andreula Method Facebook page. And I'm trying to build that up because inherently my Facebook, first off, I have a lot of friends on my Facebook that probably don't care to see any of this stuff, which doesn't matter. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. But if you want to, I can talk directly a lot easier on the Mike Andreula Method page. So if you want to go over there, get on board, because I'm going to be putting a lot of content on there rather than the public Facebook for my buddies. But go on both of them for me. The Raymond is talking about he lost a lot of weight, big weight reduction, and now what is he going to continue to do to eat clean? And I have a question. A lot of times guys lose a ton of weight when they're coming into the 14, 15, 16. Basically, when you're going through that period in time, your body, I'm not saying this is you, but I'm just saying it's like you're going on testosterone. You are going on, your body's producing more testosterone, so you all of a sudden are losing body fat and getting shredded. And you think, well, it's also you're working out hard, but you also think that it's strictly your workout plan, your diet. You got to understand your body's controlled by hormones in a lot of different ways. And when you put on a lot of muscle, it's also your growth spur. You're working out hard. You got more time. A lot of factors involved. But sometimes it doesn't work. If you're older, you don't need to work out the same way to get back in shape. But Raymond's question was, how should you eat clean, and how should you handle portion control? The way I handle portion control is absolutely no. I use no portion control at all. I don't eat foods that my body can't process well, and that's carbohydrates. I can put on fat and build muscle very easily, but I can't do the opposite. So what I want to do is not increase the amount of insulin in my body by eating carbohydrates. Insulin is a fat storage hormone, and it also impedes fat from being burnt. This is a fact. Kim will tell you that. It's absolutely impossible to get the energy from they kind of are the key. They've been described as the key that opens the cell wall. What happens is, after you don't need any more glucose, you've eaten carbs, glucose is circulating in your system, your pancreas is converted as much as it wants to glycogen, and your muscle cells are filled with a limited amount of on-site glycogen. Glycogen is just carbohydrates with water molecules. That's why you lose a lot of water weight initially on a diet, because you lose a lot of glycogen because it goes out through the body, and your liver regulates your blood sugar. Without getting too complex there, you're not eating additional carbohydrates because I don't want my insulin to go up, because I don't want the possibility of fat being stored. So I'll keep my carbohydrates low, and then I'll keep myself in a ketosis, which I feel better on anyway. Besides that, people are coming in. What else do we have going on? Raymond, so your job is to figure out what is a clean meal. You might feel that a clean meal is, a baked potato, a piece of chicken, and then some greens, which might be fine. Depends on how your metabolism's set up. If you're trying to lose body fat, though, I would recommend really doing the research, get good calorie, bad calorie, and see some opposing views, because the information that I've come across, and this is after 17 years and going through every different method, and now taking a step back, look at the history of weight loss and how food science has come out, and who exactly is putting out the food pyramid and making the recommendations for what you should be eating, what is, in your perception, a clean meal. So what you perceive, because you see when you're a little child, you see the cornucopia of fruits and vegetables and meat a little bit in the corner, and you see a little bit of dairy, but you see lots of grains, and you should be eating 8 to 10 servings of grain. So the people that have been telling you to eat 8 to 10 servings of grains are the same people that are telling you to continue to eat clean, just eat whole wheat. So if you're looking to lose body fat, you really have to question that. I say, at my point, carbohydrates are putting fat on you to keeping fat on you, period. So not to open up Pandora's box, but that's the general rule. Fats aren't as bad and proteins. Fats aren't bad at all. If that shocks you to hear, it's true. We've evolved to eat way more fat than we're currently consuming. The entire population has gotten only more obese for the last 30 years, and we've spent the last 30 years telling people to eat low fat, and we've increased the carbohydrates. Eat the whole grains, eat the whole grain pitas, have the fruits, have the root vegetables, and people went from 1 in 9 being obese to 1 in 3. So you see something's not working. And the reason is the carbohydrates are making you hungry, Raymond. You eat carbohydrates, they fluctuate your blood sugar drops because your cells need to absorb the glucose. Glucose is toxic to your blood. You can't have high glucose level. That's why Kim with diabetes will get sick. You'll get your feet, you can lose your limbs because the blood sugar will break all the capillaries. And this is the main reason why glucose and blood sugar is the cause of heart disease, or a main cause of heart disease, and not cholesterol. Cholesterol is trying to repair the inflamed arteries. The glucose, the blood sugar, is causing inflammation, along with stress and other things like smoking. But your cholesterol is coming in to patch it. If you have a cholesterol issue, you have to look at the science on cholesterol, because you see it's 200, level 200 cholesterol has just been thrown out there. Eisenhower had a heart attack at cholesterol 175. As people healthy with high cholesterol, it depends on what region you're from, what your national background is. If you look at the Europeans, you'll see people with super high cholesterol with super low heart disease rates. And you'll see the Russians have high cholesterol and high heart disease. The Norwegians have high cholesterol and super low heart disease. So the correlation is false. It's the profile of the LDL cholesterol. That's what you want to know. You want it to be light and fluffy. Again, it all circles back to carbohydrates, whether you want to believe it or not. That's just the facts. So eat a lot more fat, guys. Don't eat carbs, eat protein. But if you're skinny and you want to put on muscle, carbohydrates can help you build muscle. It's got to be the right kind. I'm babbling on and on. I want you also to keep in perspective, guys. We have a very short amount of time on Earth. 2011 is coming to an end. You got to have some fun with your life. You got to enjoy it. And I think being able-bodied helps you enjoy it. But also, if you had there's a lot of stress going on in your life, let this be your outlet. Let working out be your outlet. Don't need to get even to the gym. You can do it at home. You can just do something positive to build momentum. As soon as you have momentum, like I tell people with their kicks are a lot easier when you get a little bit of momentum built behind it. Just take the right step. I love the Adam Carolla coffee cup. In his book, he discussed how every day he would drive and he would just take his portable coffee cup and drop it on the seat, and then it would roll by the passenger seat, and then when he got home, he wouldn't take it and wash it out, and he would do that every day, and then inevitably he'd have 3 or 4 coffee cups, disposable coffee cups, rolling around over there, and he's like, what the hell am I doing? Let me just stop and solve this problem right away. And no mental babble, no second guess himself, just automatically grabs the coffee cup at the end of the day and brings it home. So all you're doing is making it a habit, and don't mentally fight it, just do it. That's it. That's what it boils down to. You just have to make a decision, say, listen, I'm going to eat like this, or I'm going to work out like that, because I'm just going to do it. No mental babble. You're already there. Your time has been allocated to the gym. You're going to be here for a while, so make sure you make it work. I'm babbling on, and I just wanted to talk to you guys. Thank you again for watching, liking, subscribing. The more responses we get from this, the more I'll do it, and hopefully I'll be sitting next to you every single day and talking your ear off. So have a great day. Keep the carbohydrates very low. Get an intense workout. And email me, mike@ckOtrainer.com. Later, guys.